Welcome back, 10:32. We're actually ahead of schedule. Never happens. Normally I'm like, hey, can we add on another couple of minutes to the show? It is 10:32, but this weekend, this Saturday, a spring parking lot sale. I like this. Black Crow Designs, Ashley Rice in studio with me. Life's good in the 618 right now. I think we just go home.
Right? Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. No, so in all seriousness, Black Crow Designs, because I manage the community calendar on RiverBender, or help manage it with Ashley and whoever else is there to kind of scour with me. But so much of Black Crow is all on Facebook about, paint and learn classes and all these really cool things to really bring people together and be a part of, maybe it's a new, style they're learning, or just, get involved in art for the first time.
Oh yeah. So many people come in and they've never done it before. So we're always there to help them walk them through it.
So how did Black Crow Designs get started?
So I've always dreamed about having a store ever since I was little, and I do work a full-time job, so it's been hard. But I just started. I love to paint. I love to make signs and anything creative like that. So it actually started about 10 years ago, and I really just started making things for people out of my home. And some of my best customers became friends. And in 2017, we took the leap to be in a shop. To kind of get the name out there. We were actually in a shop in St. Charles, and it's very similar to the Three Charming Chicks concept here in Alton, but it's called Secondhand Chic Marketplace over in downtown St. Charles. And so we started there, and they really taught us so much on how to stage and do that. So then we started doing mobile paint parties. Yeah. And because people really wanted something like that here. Everything that they knew was on the other side of the river. And so we started doing mobile paint parties, and we actually did pop-up paint parties at like JJ Thermos when they were in the Eastgate Plaza.
Oh, yeah.
And we did some at 1880 Pizza Place in Jerseyville. And so then it kind of just ramped up from there, and we found the space. And we decided, well, we can do mobile paint parties, and we can host classes and things like that in the studio.
Well, it's really cool. And what I think is something that is really neat about everything is that there's always a class where it doesn't seem like it's, only meant for, one group of folks, or, only older, generations or younger generations. It's for everyone to really collaborate on and just be a part of the community. I like it.
Absolutely.
Like I said, you get my stamp of approval. I don't know if you want it.
Absolutely. We'll take it. We'll take it.
So, I mean, from cookie decorating classes to open paints to parking lot, vending, sales, which I think is so cool. We're going to talk about that in a second, but I just want to get some more information here. So you move up to State Street. Mm-hmm. When now you're right there, I'm trying to, did it used to say, it's right next to Logo at almost catty corner, right?
Actually, we are on the same side of the street as Logo It. So we are right across the street from Joe Kay's.
That's what I thought. Okay.
So it used to be Hazel to Blue back in the day. And then it was a vape shop for a while. But I live not too far down Godfrey Road, and it was perfect. I drove by, saw the lease sign, and it was meant to be.
So I got to ask you, just because I've been wanting to ask this question, and God, do I have any sponsors that are vape? No, I don't. Okay. So did you have to, like, when you're taking over an old vape shop, really, because that was the last bit, what was their cleaning process involved? Because I know there's a lot of smoke in that room or anything. Nothing?
Nothing.
That's what I was wondering. Because, I keep thinking, is there, tar going to come off the walls and nicotine's everywhere?
Nope. It was perfect. It was perfect.
There you go. I was really curious. I thought that must be a nightmare to clean up.
I think the landlord did have to repaint, but other than that.
Yeah, nothing?
No smell, nothing.
That's what I was wondering. See, it ain't too bad then.
No.
Yeah, see, I thought I was going to get yelled at. No. Never mind. I'm good. I'm in good spirits. So when did you first move into Alton again? That was about, what, 4 years ago?
So we opened right before before COVID hit. So we opened, our grand opening was January 26, 2020. So we literally opened January, and then the pandemic hit in February. So it's been kind of a whirlwind.
So I got to ask you, when the pandemic hits, and how do we do this? We have a storefront.
Well, at that time we were still in the Secondhand Chic Marketplace shop as well. And really the idea was we were going to move into the State Street location, and that was just going to be open paints and things like that. So the pandemic hit. I was still working full time, thankfully, and it just seemed like we had to jump into the retail side over here a little bit faster than anticipated. Especially with the pandemic hitting, nobody, everything was shut down. We couldn't do anything, so we just kind of had to change our business plan a little bit and modify that, and we jumped into offering DIY kits to go. Everybody was home, so we were able to put together paint party kits so that people could literally pull in the parking lot, didn't even have to get out of their car. We could just put it in their trunk, and they were good to go.
Yeah.
And that way they could, while everybody was home, they could still do activities with their kids.
So you're adapted on the fly pretty early on,
Kind of had to figure it out.
Well, now I got to ask you, so when when the pandemic, things start to loosen up a little bit, we're back inside. When was the first class that you guys had in the building?
So we didn't actually get to have classes back in the building until June. So
that's what I thought.
We brought everything back. We have a lot of vintage and antique items as well. We also do upcycled furniture, and so that's what was over in St. Charles. So when I say we had to jump into the retail,
you literally did.
Faster. So we had to do that. Well, we started doing Facebook Lives during that time. So since we weren't able to have people come in, we did the DIY kits to go, but then we also started doing Facebook Lives during that time so people could shop from their home. So we would basically have like 100 items that we pulled from the store, and then we would invoice. We would show it on screen. Everything would have a number, and then people could shop and literally do this kind of the same thing. Just pull in the parking lot, and we'd drop all their goodies in their trunk.
That is so cool. And I got to ask you, once you're getting back into it, how good did it feel to have the the building
so
open
good.
and just be able? That's what I was going to ask you. It's like, talk about a waiting period. Oh man. Now we're going to talk about the parking lot sale here in just a second, but I wanted to ask you about the charcuterie class because I've been seeing this for days now, and I have to ask you. Oh yeah, I see every event that happens in this town. I really do, believe it or not. I always want to get more information because I think this is really cool. You can learn how to make your own charcuterie board, and that to me is really intimidating because there's sometimes I look at somebody's charcuterie board or something, at a cookout or whatever, and I'm going, now come on, how are you able to do this?
Right.
This is pretty overwhelming. A lot of meats, a lot of cheeses. Here's some grapes. There's a raisin over there.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to teach us how to do this.
Yes. Yeah.
Really
so
cool.
we actually, the first class that we had, we actually partnered with Randy Bailey with Evergreen Eco. She's another local girl here in Alton, and she did the first one, and she's actually coming back in May to do some. But yeah, I had no idea how well it would go over, and I think within like the first hour it sold out. So
wow,
it was really quick. Same thing with the cookie decorating class. So I had no idea how much interest there would be, but people seem to just really love it. With learning how to, just a new skill. Yeah,
well, that's what I think's so fun because I think it's not even a generational thing. I think we're all to the point now with COVID. I think one of the things is we were all at home on our phones so much that we thought, well, hell, this looks kind of cool. Right. Let's try this out, And so we're all in this, experimental phase of trying new, classes and new things. And so what I like about this, so I'm reading it and I go, well, I'm looking through the event. It gives you the price, which I think is great. For $60, you get to leave with everything on your board ready for you to enjoy. So you already do the prep work with Ashley and Black Crow, and then
we wrap it. So we walk you through how to do all of it. You leave with the board, and then we also have a thing where you can actually bring the board back in and have like your monogram or something engraved on the top of it. For like an additional, for like a $15 fee. But then we wrap it and it's all ready for you. So like when Randy did it, it was all ready to go for the Super Bowl. So people literally could come in, make their board. We wrapped it. It was ready for them to take to wherever they were going for their Super Bowl party.
I love that because then you don't have to worry about how long has it been sitting out at the grocery store, And let's be honest, especially during those high business days where it's like 8 million people all in schnucks. Yeah. You're always wondering, did I grab the one the guy left out of the sun for too long? Now with Black Crow Designs, you can make your own. So take me to this parking lot party. Now this is our sale. This is really cool.
Yeah. So we're fortunate enough to. So we are right in front. So we're across from Joe K's, but we are right in front of Modern Automotive. And so we have a large parking lot and kind of the same thing, changing on the fly with figuring out how to get people out, and especially opening right before a pandemic, nobody knew we were even there.
Right.
So we started at 3. This will be our 3rd annual, and we have literally grown every year that we've done it. So this one is the spring parking lot. We have 20 vendors, all local vendors that will be set up on the parking lot. And then we will also have 2 food trucks, Miracu Barbecue from Wood River, and then Weekend at Bowdy's. He is a taco guy from St. Louis. And then we are also having Mo's Sweet Treats ice cream.
She's great.
She's coming up with her homemade ice cream cart, and she's going to be on the parking lot as well with all the vendors.
And I'm telling you, if you haven't had Mo's yet, she was on the show. I gave her a taste test right here in studio live. Good night. I'm telling you what, you'll be eating ice cream for 3 days after that. So you got 20 vendors, all these really cool food. And what I like is, you're right, it's in that nice, you guys have a nice space where you can easily, maneuver folks.
Yeah.
You aren't right on top of each other.
Right.
And you can just pop right on over, especially at 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Go eat breakfast at Joe K's.
That's what I'm thinking. Then you start walking a bit by 11. You're looking around, and all of a sudden that food truck smells really good.
Absolutely.
Lunch taken care of. I love this. So what's the hardest part of getting all this together?
The parking lot sale,
Yeah.
really just time management for me.
Yeah.
Just with working full time and doing this, and making sure that we're promoting the event as much as we can, just to get our name out there. Because like I said, even 3 years still being there, we still have people. The number of people that come in and say, "I had no idea this was here."
Right.
So really, just the time management and making sure that we get it spotlighted to get people to come to support these local people.
Absolutely. And so with that being said, you're going to have the studio open, parking lot open.
Yep.
And now, is this a good time for folks just to peek their head in and see what you guys have going on?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have the doors open. People come in because they know one of the vendors, and then they discover us too. So, we're literally, our front doors will be open, and we're having our first vendor right at the very front. So, and then one of the food truck people is right next to us too, so they can pop in. We'll have some treats inside too, drinks, snacks, and they can check out the store as well.
You can't beat that. I'm telling you, I'm really liking this. This is great. And all happens at Black Crow Designs this Saturday. 6-hour extravaganza. 6 hours. Look at that. 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And you guys already have so many people interested in this. And how does it feel knowing this is your 3rd parking lot sale? You opened the doors 3 years ago during the pandemic. Well, during what before we knew was the pandemic.
Right.
And now you have, folks really, reaching out. I look and I see how many people are interested in looking at things. And you got 250 people here going, I want to learn more.
I want to come check it out. It makes my heart happy. It really does. It really does. And I really just want it to be good, really, for the vendors, because so many of these people are just getting into this, and they've never done a vendor event, or they're unsure if their product was something that the community would want, and so. Really just want it to be good for them, so that people can start getting their name out there as well.
Well, and too, I've never been in that position being a vendor, but that's got to be kind of like show and tell 24/7, where you think, all I can think about is going up to the front of the class with something and them booing me,
Right, absolutely.
And it's scary, but to give them a platform too has got to be really cool for, you get to work with, local vendors and local individuals that really just want to take that next step.
It is. It's so cool. We actually have, we've expanded in the shop, just along with, like I said, we do upcycled furniture and things like that, but we've expanded, and we actually have 8 vendors that are in the shop year round. And one of them, she just came into the studio, but she started her business. She was 12 years old.
Wow.
She did it during the pandemic. So she's 14, and she makes these like the sugar scrubs. And
wow.
It's amazing.
That's really cool. We'll have to get her on the show.
Right?
Youngest business owner in town anymore.
Man, I don't even know what I was doing at 12, but it wasn't starting a business for sure.
Really cool. And with that being said, we've been talking with Ashley Rice, Black Crow Designs. If I can speak today, what happened
it's Monday.
Well, Ashley, it's not just that. I got rid of energy drinks, so I've been cutting them down.
No.
Oh my goodness. goodness, talk about getting energy from water. It ain't a thing.
not happening.
It's not a thing.
It's
but
not happening.
What is happening is all the fun this weekend over at Black Crow Designs. And for people that just want to check out the store, maybe just take a peek inside.
Pop in and come and see us.
What's your guys' hours?
So we are open on Thursdays and Fridays from 12 to 5. And then Saturday we are open 10 to 3. And then Sunday we are there 12 to 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
12 to 3. So that's really cool. So a couple of opportunities to check out the 8
Absolutely.
vendors already there.
Absolutely.
And get you a little bit of a preview for the
Right.
fun to be had from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. this Saturday. Hey, what's the best way for people to find out more about, classes like the charcuterie board?
We try and put everything online. So we're actually working on the May calendar now and kind of trying to figure out some different new exciting classes that we're going to offer in May. So really we just try and keep everything online. So Facebook, or we actually have it on the website as well, the Black Crow Designs DIY Studio.com.
Absolutely. And remember, this Saturday, 3rd annual. I love saying that. That's got to be good to hear.
It is.
Really cool. And am I forgetting anything about Black Crow that you like to get out?
I don't think so.
I think we hit it all. 10:47. We are rocking and rolling today on this Monday, the 17th of April, in the heart of the Riverbend Spring Parking Lot Sale. I'll see you there this Saturday at Black Crow Designs, right out front of Joe K's. The actual address, 2521 State Street in Alton. Starts at 9, and I'll see you there.